What's up, guys? I'm Joe. Today I'm talking about the new Jim James album, Uniform Distortion. So Jim James is back, also known as being the lead singer of My Morning Jacket. This is his third solo studio album. If you don't count a couple tribute and covers, records, and EPs he has done in the past as well. This is his third solo album, original tunes, Uniform Distortion. One that really threw me for a loop. I filed My Morning Jacket, quite a bit. And it's been quite a while since they've had our studio album come out. And, Jim James, his last record, Eternally Even, was one that I, somewhat enjoyed. It was definitely more soul and kind of psychedelic inspired. Just the Fool starts with, distortion, very cranked up, these very loud guitars. It has a kind of a more of a groovy feel to it. Some of the other songs pick up the pace a little bit on here. But this one has a sort of anthemic classic rock kind of feel to it too, which I think is really cool, but also with that lo-fi sound, those very garagey sounding instruments. Everything kind of seems like it was recorded live. I don't know if that's what he did, but it definitely has that feel to it and has that energy to it. Then the next track, You Get to Roam, comes in with these very 70s hard rock style riffs going on. Obviously not the most original thing in the world, but it just has so much energy to it and so much fun that I just can't help but love it. While throwing in, a good dose of melody in the choruses as well. Those backing vocals adding to that too. Out of Time is quite a trip. It starts off as kind of like a nice driving indie rock kind of tune, but just sort of devolves and gets slower and slower into these slower, like just heavy jams. There's a lot of jamming going on in this record. That kind of adds to the idea to me that it doesn't feel like it's like so planned out or so complete. Like they're just jamming and kind of having fun and seeing what comes out of it. And like I said, you don't get a lot of that nowadays at all. So I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of refreshing just to have like a great, nice rock sound here. Yes to Everything does a similar thing where it kind of just, allows Jim to jam out the rest of the track. Like he goes through a standard kind of song, and then there's just a solo that goes on for minutes at a time as the band just kind of has fun with it. He kind of plays around with some even older influences on here as well. Better Late Than Never kind of has almost like a disco-y hook to it, while the very next song, Over and Out, definitely has more of like a 50s or early 60s indie pop kind of sound to it. Kind of like very early Beatles or something like that. And then it ends with Too Good to Be True, which has almost a sort of gospel, slower kind of feel to it. So while it feels like a big rock, intense record, there are also some kind of slower moments as well to balance things out. It works really well for me. Another big standout for me is the song Throwback, track number 4 on here. More of a driving kind of song. It's one of the longer tracks on the album. It really has just some great melody on here, some great harmonies with the vocal lines, some cool dueling guitar type soloing in the middle section there. Just overall a really solid track. No Use Waiting has a lot of great riffing on it as well as this kind of dark sounding groove to it. It's dun, 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 while Jim's vocals are quite low there. And offer this sort of snarky, sinister kind of sound to it. Just like a lot to offer on this record. I would really recommend it. Like I said, I feel like you don't get this kind of messy, just dirty sounding rock music in the mainstream very much often. So just kind of refreshing, and I didn't expect to hear just a really kind of fun, garagey, jammy sounding album. So yeah, I'm really liking this one. I'm feeling a 4 out of 5. Let me know what you think of the album in the comments, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. If you haven't checked it out, I would highly recommend it. Just a fun rock record. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.